So you might not be able to tell right now, but just a few years ago, I literally lost half of my hair. I am not kidding. 50% of the hair that was on my head literally fell out. This was such a devastating time for me, especially because I didn't know why it was happening, what was going on, what to do, how to stop it. It was horrible. And I honestly have not really shared this story with too many people. There's just a small group of people who are very close to me who know the whole story, mainly because this was a tough season in my life and I just didn't feel very comfortable opening up about it. In fact, it's pretty big of a deal right now that I'm even talking about it because it's very personal to me. But the main reason I'm doing this is because I know that there are others out there who are struggling with hair issues, hair struggles, just like I was. And I just want to tell you that there is hope. At one time, I felt hopeless, like my situation was never going to change. But I'm so thankful that now here it's, several years later and my hair has been restored. So I just want to hopefully inspire and encourage some of you out there who may be going through some tough situations with your hair. And I'm just gonna go ahead and share my story. So just a little bit of background. My natural hair texture is very tight, kinky, coily, curly. It's very hard to manage. What the natural hair realm calls 4C hair. I joke around and I call it 4Z because it's pretty tight, curled and kinky. But anyhow, I have that hair type, and so growing up, because my hair was very hard to manage, I used to get chemicals in my hair called a relaxer, basically to straighten my hair so it would be easier to manage. That was the best solution at the time that I knew, so that's what I did. However, as I was getting older, I realized that it just wasn't doing my hair good. My hair was very unhealthy. It was dry, it was brittle. I would always have these like little bitty pieces of hair all over my shirt from breakage, and it only would grow to a certain point. It wouldn't grow past a certain point because it was constantly breaking. And then also I was reading about the health risk of having chemicals in your hair because it can get into your bloodstream and your system. So just for health reasons as well, I was just like, I think it's time to do something different. So I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the year 2012, June of 2012, and I was sitting at the table with my husband, and I told him, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go natural. And he looked at me and he was like, yeah, right. And I was like, yeah, I'm serious. And so after a while of convincing him, he really realized that I was serious, and I was. So anyhow, from that point forward, I started to do what they call the transition method, where I let my new hair grow in, like the natural hair grow in, and then I would cut away at the relaxed hair. It was like a gradual thing. And so I did that for several years as I was transitioning out of the relaxer and into my full natural hair. So this was quite an interesting process. One thing that was really neat was that because I wasn't putting chemicals in my hair like I had been doing all these years, well, first of all, when I would get relaxers, I would notice that there would be like a bunch of hair at the bottom, at the sink whenever I would get it rinsed out. And I just thought it was normal. I was like, yeah, you lose a lot of hair after every relaxer. I just thought that was normal. But it wasn't. In fact, since I hadn't been putting the chemicals in my hair, all that hair from each relaxer that would have been falling out was actually staying on my head, which means that my hair was getting super duper thick, and I had no idea that my hair was naturally that thick. So that was pretty exciting. Another thing that I noticed during this time period, I will say between the years 2012 and 2016, that was like really like the time where I was just really trying to understand my hair, because I never really dealt with my true natural hair before that I remember. So I didn't even know what it was like. But I was just, getting used to it and experimenting with different products and all that stuff. But I realized that my hair, it could grow really long. I never thought that was possible. Just to give you an idea, by the time I had been natural for about 4 years, it was the year 2016. I'm going to show you this picture. This was taken in 2016. This is after I had my second daughter. You can see her hiding in the middle of there. But you can see this picture, and looking at my hair, it's quite thick and it's quite long. So I was very pleased with the results already just after that time period of being natural. So yes, everything was going very well. My hair was thriving. Yay, everything's going great. And then, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that was short-lived. So once 2016 happened, like towards the end of 2016, at the time, my newborn daughter, she was just a few months old. And as you know, after you have a child, your hormones typically are quite out of balance. And then you typically lose, some hair after pregnancy. You grow all this hair and then you lose a lot of it. But I had all of that going on. And in addition, we had a ton of big life changes that happened in addition to having a new child. My husband had just retired out of the military. We completely uprooted and moved to a completely different state. We didn't know anybody. It was just a huge change, quick change. We just moved into a new home, and he just started a new job. His job started literally the day after we closed in on our home. So it was chaotic with the newborn, a 2-year-old, just starting the job. And then literally our house was filled with what felt like thousands of boxes, just mile high, just chaos. I'm telling you, chaos. So there's so much going on. It was a very stressful time for me. My hormones were already all out of whack, just from postpartum and all that stuff. And I was just really determined to get my life together, get this house in order. I was determined. And so over the past, it was months and months where I just was working super duper hard and not really taking care of myself. I was pulling all-nighters all the time, because typically that was the best solution for me. Since my kids were sleeping, I would normally just start getting to work when they were sleeping. So I wasn't getting sleep. Oh, and by the way, when you have a newborn, it's already hard enough to get the sleep, So I was getting no sleep. My eating was not good at all. I typically eat pretty healthy, but during that time, I just didn't care. I was just whatever, I'm just gonna eat whatever I wanna eat because this is not my focus right now. I'm just trying to get my life together. And so I was eating horribly. I wasn't doing anything that was helpful to my health. I wasn't taking supplements at the time. I also was not taking care of my hair. In fact, I was totally neglecting my hair over months, months of neglecting my hair. I was not caring about it. I just didn't even do anything to it. So, and then on top of that, I had other situations that were going on that led to a lot of stress. In addition to all those big life changes, there are other things going on in my life that it just led to even more stress. So I'm not going to get into detail with that, but just know that that season of my life was a very, very, very stressful time. And stress wreaks havoc on your body. Now I know that. I was not really paying attention to that back then. But stress, it tears up your hormones. Like, it totally messes up your hormones. It wreaks havoc on your body, your health. And I was just really messing up my body. I didn't even realize it at the time. So anyways, fast forward into the year 2017. So what happened with my hair? So it's kind of like a gradual thing. My hair started to get very dry and brittle. It was like matted to where I couldn't even like get into it. It was like I couldn't even get my hands through it. It was horrible. It was terrible. Like I can't even explain to you, but I couldn't do anything with it. And I was like, what is going on with my hair? So then shortly after that time frame, when I finally started trying to, take care of my hair again, when I would wash my hair, I literally would like lose clumps of hair, like literally like clumps of hair would fall out of my head. It was so scary because I didn't know what was causing it. And it was just happening at such a fast pace for a prolonged time, like months and months and months this was happening. So I was like, okay, I gotta figure out what's going on. So I contacted several doctors. I even went to an endocrinologist to get my hormones checked like extensively. I did everything I could think to do during that time to try to get this to stop. But just so you can kind of get an idea, I had saved this, I know it's kind of weird, but I saved this for my doctors, honestly, so they could be able to kind of see what I was talking about when I said I was losing like a ton of hair. So this is just, some of the hair that I lost over the course of the time when my hair was falling out like crazy. I lost more than this, but I wanted you to kind of get an idea. When I say that my hair was falling out like crazy, like I can literally make a wig with this hair, like my hair was falling out like ridiculously crazy. And if you take a look, like, my strands, they're pretty fine. Can you see that? Like, so you can only imagine like how much hair this alone is, because my strands are fine, but I have very dense, like high density of hair. So this is a lot of hair, and this isn't even all of it. Like, there was a whole lot more that fell out during that time of my life. So as you can imagine, it was a very scary, stressful time for me, because my hair was, before all this happened, it was very thick, but eventually, if it was just going to continue to fall out like that, I was like going to go bald. So it was not a good time, not at all. But like I said, the doctors, they can only do so much. They didn't really know what was causing it in the first place. And they tried to, give me the advice they could, but a lot of the answers I had to get on my own through research, ton of research. I learned about hormones and hormone imbalances, and I learned about how sleep and, nutrition and proper, lifestyle, all these things taking, de-stressing, like that was a huge one for me. I had to intentionally learn how to de-stress. So all these things, I just had to really make like a 180 lifestyle change. I got back on track as far as my eating, started to eat the things I knew I should be eating in the first place. So, I eat mainly plant-based foods, lots of good fats. I love avocado, olive oil, different nuts and things like that. I'm not a perfect eater. Let me just say that I am not a perfect eater by any means. So I just want to get that out there. However, I do focus on eating a lot of good, healthy, plant-based foods the majority of the time. But I do like to eat, things that aren't always like the healthiest as well. So I'm not a perfect eater. Anyhow, so nutrition was big, getting proper sleep was big, de-stressing was big. And then the next huge thing for me was developing a really good hair regimen. I had to start over. Pretty much I had to start over. So these past 2.5 years or so, I literally, all this hair you see on my head right now, this is new hair that I had to regrow out. Like I had to start from scratch. So what I did over the past 2.5 years is I did a lot of protective styles. And then as my new hair was growing in, I would just cut off at that old thin hair that, you know, was bad. So I pretty much had to do that transition for the last 2.5 years. So, and grow a whole new fresh head of hair. So this hair is healthy hair. This is like new beginning hair, as you might want to call it, because it definitely was a new beginning. When I learned what not to do and what I needed to start doing, it was a new beginning. And I can tell you this, I feel like a new person. Each year has gotten progressively better, just as far as like learning how to de-stress in the midst of stressful situations, eating well. I've been able to see a change in my just overall skin and hair and nails. And it just is so exciting to see that these changes really did make all the difference. And then taking proper supplementation to help with my overall health and even my hormone health. So now I have the recipe for, you know, getting to I have the recipe for restoring my hair to its full health. I'm very excited about that. And now I'm just, you know, at a point where I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing because it's working. I'm curious to know how long my hair can actually get, because like I said, I was, you know, making progress, and then that whole situation happened, and then I kind of had to start over. So right now my hair is not like super straight right now. It's blow dried, and then I like semi straightened it. But when it's like straight, it probably reaches like the middle of my back, or what people say bra strap length. So it's still a good length right now, but I'm just curious to see, you know, how long it could grow, like if I just continue to take good care of it, to see its full potential, how long it could grow. So we'll see about that. In case anyone's wondering, since I have been natural, I've never really straightened my hair like bone straight before, because I do like I like the volume. I don't know. It's just, I like the volume. There's no shame in my game, especially having gone through what I did. I just really appreciate thickness and volume and healthy hair. So another thing that I wanted to mention is that, you know, your hair health and just overall health, skin, hair, nails, and your body, like your whole entire body, inside and out. A lot of it is, it starts from the inside. So if you're dealing with, you know, internally, you're having like health issues, stress, if you stress out, a lot of that you're holding in internally, and that's going to project on the outside. So if you notice that your hair is not healthy, or your skin or your nails are not doing too hot, it's probably because there's something internal that's going on. And, you know, it's important to look into, you know, maybe doing some dietary changes with your eating, your supplements, maybe start taking some supplements. And then, you know, like I said, the stress, man, if I can't stress it enough, the stress is a huge factor in your overall health. So I had to learn how to keep it at bay. I'm not saying that my life is stress-free, because that is not true at all. But I had to learn how to keep it kind of leveled, and not allow myself to get super stressed out, especially like for a prolonged period of time, because that prolonged stress, if it's going on month after month after month, it wreaks havoc on your body. So yeah, those are just a few things that I have learned on my journey. I am just so grateful to be able to say that I was able to restore my hair. This was a matter of prayer. I'm so thankful to God. Like, I prayed and asked him to give me wisdom to be able to get my hair back. Because honestly, I honestly didn't think it was going to be possible to get my hair to be at the thickness it was before. After seeing that much hair just coming out, I never thought this would be possible. So I'm just super, super, super duper grateful. And so I'll be doing some more videos in the future on natural hair. And please, if you did enjoy this video, if it encouraged you, inspired you in any way, please comment below and let me know. That would mean so much to me, because like I said, I definitely went out of my comfort zone making this video, but I did it because I really wanted to be able to encourage and inspire others out there. So let me know if it did that for you. And also please give it a thumbs up and possibly consider subscribing to my channel. I just started this channel not very long ago. You can check out my welcome video because it's going to have, more details on what all I will be putting out, because I'm not just going to be doing natural hair. I'm going to be doing all kind of stuff. My channel is called Become a Thriving Woman. So I'm literally going to be focusing on a ton of different things to help women thrive. I'm on that journey to thriving. And it's like a lifelong journey, really. But I'm just going to be sharing with other women different healthy lifestyle tips, clean eating, home organization, homeschooling, because I do homeschool my children, even tips on how to get your kids to read young. I taught my youngest to read at 3.5. She was reading by 4 years old, so I'll do some videos on that. Just a whole bunch of videos, because my desire is to help other women out there to thrive. Why just survive when you can thrive? That's my motto. So I'm on the journey, and I hope you'll join me. And yeah, so take a look at my welcome video if you have time. After this one, I will try to make that show up toward the end of the video. And like I said, if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing to my channel, and I hope to see you again.